Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for October 17th through the 23rd. And we have a full Hunter's Moon coming on Wednesday, October the 20th. And I'll be pulling cards for every astrological sign from the Halloween Oracle deck from Stacy DeMarco. I use this deck every year around Halloween time, usually for the whole month. And I'm surprised that this is the first I'm pulling it out. And so I will do that. I have your goddess and crystal cards and our crystal of the week. I have your astrology and some upcoming info for the coming times. And then our inspiration for the end of the week. So let's get started. I'm going to pull the cards to begin with for all the signs, for all of you that like to jump out and not hear the astrology. You're actually missing a lot of good stuff if you don't watch the whole video, but I get it. You know, all of our time is precious. Let me just shuffle these real quick. I'll cut them and then I'll pull from the top. So you want to pay attention to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, or if you have, a big stellium or cluster of planets in a particular sign. Now, the full Hunter's Moon is in Aries. It is the opposite sign of the sun. It will be at 27 degrees. So you really want to pay attention to if you have planets in Aries, of course, Libra, and the other cardinal signs, which are, and I can't think on the top of my head, it's Aries and Libra. I have to actually look at an astrological wheel. My gosh, my mind is drawing blank. So if you're in the last 5 degrees, is it Capricorn? Yeah, and Cancer. Those are the cardinal signs because they always mark the beginning of a season. That's what cardinal is. It's the beginning of. So if you have planets in the last 5 degrees of those cardinal signs, this could be extremely intense for you. Mainly, okay, so Aries, Libra, definitely. But then we have Pluto in Capricorn, just about entering 25 degrees. It's getting ready, to do its finish up. So it's going to be a long haul for those cardinal signs. Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. All right, so let me cut these. I will show you the astrological chart for this full moon so that you could see where it's occurring. And, then you could pull up your own chart at astro.com if you're not sure. Okay, so Aries, sun signs, rising signs, and moons. You are getting, I guess I should put my glasses on. It's winter. And pardon the nails because I didn't do them and I broke a nail this morning. So anyway, winter, that always says to me, it's about slowing down and taking a respite. But the Aries new moon, full moon, is actually wanting us to get up and get going and initiate something. But, this is about balance. So if you've been burning yourself out, winter will be the card for you. And it says the sacredness of pausing. That is the message here. And I just love that card, even though I really dislike winter. I love the artwork on this, but it could be a time to take a rest, a little bit of a break if you've been burning yourselves out. Taurus, you have Ghost, and it is about regret. Interesting, as we are in the final days of Mercury retrograde. Mercury has come to I call it pulling into the station, and it's letting some passengers off. It's picking up some more. It's not moving. So it's getting ready to go direct, and it has to come to a full stop before it can move forward. And it actually does it. It's at 10 degrees right now. It doesn't actually make it to 11 degrees. So it's like really slow going until October 22nd. So several days after the full moon. So a lot of us are really still kind of mulling over the past. And that's what this ghost card for Taurus suns, risings, and moons is. We could be thinking about some of our regrets, or like, is there something that has happened during this retrograde that, now the full moon is going to illuminate, and maybe now also too, Mercury going direct right before the full moon, it will bring out some regrets of maybe, some of our actions over the time. But, you don't want to live in that past. You don't want to live like a ghost and have those regrets. Like, this is where forgiveness would come in. Gemini. Gemini, it is the skull of light, and it is about illumination. And Gemini, the North Node is in its final degrees, the final, oh gosh, we're almost at the final month of the North Node in Gemini. And get ready for some epiphanies. The full moon will definitely bring some illumination into your life. With the sun being in Libra, it will be involving relationships for sure. The way that we think, the way that we perceive things could definitely change. Cancers, you have the underworld. Kind of makes sense with the opposition to Pluto, where all things pause and begin again. So the underworld, you'll see this pomegranate, makes me think of Persephone and Demeter. So the seasons did just change. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are preparing for winter itself. And that's when Persephone, holder of the pomegranate, eater of the pomegranate, she goes into the underworld, and everything in the Northern Hemisphere dies off because Demeter, her mother, or also known as Ceres, Ceres, the asteroid that brings us harvest and abundance. He kills off everything because of her depression, missing her daughter that has gone into the underworld until spring. And so for Cancers, this could be a good 6 months for you, that you are just really going to have to retreat into the home, rest, pause, relax, rejuvenate. A lot of us are going to be feeling that energy, that need. And in an upcoming video that I'm going to have, I will talk about how the next 6 months are going to be leaner, a little more intense, possibly difficult. So it's really going to be important for us to just really maintain our space. So good advice for the Cancers. Leo, it is Night Song, and it's about hidden talents. So Night Song automatically makes me think of loved ones on the other side that are coming to show signs. But hidden talents, for the Leos, you should be really on top of your game. This full moon will be trining your sun or your ascendant or your own moon. I know I'm a Leo moon, so it'll be trining that. Leos are about creativity and talent. So I would think, drawing this card, that something new is going to emerge. It could possibly turn into a business, or just even a hobby that's going to get you out of that rut and get you out of any kind of stagnancy that you may have been in. So it could be a night job, night song, something on the side is what I'm hearing. Definitely the color red is prominent with the full moon being in Aries. Okay, so Virgo, you have Skull of Stars, infinite possibilities. Virgo, so we're just coming out of, Virgo season not too long ago. The Skull of Stars and infinite possibilities is really talking about your perception and how you're looking at things. Are you seeing that there are no opportunities? And maybe you just need a shift in your perception so that you can see that there are infinite possibilities, infinite opportunities available to you. And when I think of the Skull of Stars, go out under the stars and make a wish and put your wishes out into the universe, and then wait for them patiently to come, because they will. Libra, and we're almost at the very end of Libra. We're getting ready to move into spooky Scorpio season, and you have Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. So Libra, this is such a really great omen for you. Often people think of black cats as a bad omen. Oh, don't let a black cat cross your path. Black cats often get killed around Halloween time because of rituals. I'm trying to stay away from the glare. But I love this because fortune meets opportunity. So pay attention. You're still in your birthday season, Libras, and you're just starting a brand new cycle. The possibilities are endless for you. Scorpio, the apple, risk and reward. So Scorpios, you're getting ready to come into your birthday season. And first of all, this apple says risk and reward. Are you willing to take that leap of faith? Or are you just going to sit back and complain that nothing good is coming your way? This apple also makes me think of the poison apple, because it looks juicy and delicious. Is it poison, or is it juicy and delicious? And then also, too, it makes me think about the golden apple that Eris threw into the crowd at Mount Olympus that said, to the fairest, that created, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was like one of the tip-offs to the Trojan War. So, is it a rotten apple or is it a beautiful apple? You have to take the leap of faith, because is it better to try than to regret not trying at all? That's for Scorpios. Sagittarius, you have the witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. Really interesting, because Sagittarians, the South Node, and also South Node is getting ready to move into Scorpio. So that could be a little difficult, but the South Node is making its final month in the sign of Sagittarius. You will soon be able to exhale, get a fresh breath, and start to weave and create a brand new trajectory into 2022 once you get into your birthday season. So just hold tight, start making your wish list, Sagittarius, because your time is coming. Capricorn, oh, I love this, one of my favorites. It's Spider, and that talks about creativity. It talks about infinity. It talks about weaving your dreams. It also talks about, I think about this poem I have up on my wall, and it says, oh, what a tangled web we weave. So, you have to be in integrity. You have to be in the highest level of honesty, not only with others, but for yourself, because whatever web you're weaving, that is what you're creating in the outer world. The message says community and web weaving. And this would be a coming together. So I would think, like, I'm seeing parties and cheers and celebrations will be coming. The number 8, obviously, is that infinity symbol, 8 legs, 8 eyes. So that will be extremely prosperous for the Capricorn suns, risings, and moons. Aquarius, scrying. Very interesting because my Aquarian friend picked this card last night. We had a fire pit, and it was great. It was, pre-full moon, because we won't be able to get together on the full moon, with it being a weekday, and the weather was phenomenal. But scrying talks about, it's like a form of meditation in a sense, where you soften your gaze upon an object. It could be a crystal. I mean, this smoky quartz is really fantastic for scrying into, but you can scry into a flame, the flame of a candle, the flame of, a fire pit, something that will allow you to go into a trance, the crystal ball, scrying into that, scrying into a tub of water, or a pool of water. Some people will even scry into ice, teacups, coffee cups, the possibilities are endless, but it's to help you answer your own intuition. So if you are scrying, you have to turn off all distractions, everything. And if you are out in nature when you're doing it, you want to sit for a little while so that you can absorb the natural sounds that are around you, so that when you get into your scrying trance, you're not startled out of it. And before you start the scry or, the trance meditation, you want to ask yourself the question. You want to say it out loud or even within yourself, like, what are you looking for? What is the answer? Don't go in there with like, oh, let me see what I want to see, or let me see what comes up. No, go in there with an intention. And then the softening of the gaze is where you're staring at a point in something, but you can see kind of everything around you, so that if something moves and changes and shifts, you'll be able to catch that. So I kind of do that when I'm looking at the video clips to see if there's orbs, which there haven't been any for like over a week, which is really weird. But when I'm watching the video clip, because I'm looking to see if there's any movement or any shadow play in the whole entire clip. So I kind of just soften my gaze so that I can catch something. That's what scrying is. You can Google it. You can even, if you need more information on that, reach out to me, and maybe I can help you with that. So that's for Aquarius. And then last but not least, it's Pisces. Ooh, vampire. And it says emotional intelligence. So vampire comes for a couple of different reasons I'm hearing already. First, we'll focus on if there's any energy vampires in your midst, people that are sucking the lifeblood out of you because their emotional intelligence is down here. Like a lot of people are growing and ascending. A lot of people are not. A lot of people have regressed. But that's all part of the whole ascension scheme and our growth and progression. But you really want to be on the lookout for anybody that has been an emotional vampire to you. Now, conversely, are you doing this? Pisces, they are a very emotional sign, all right? Sometimes they can be considered emotionally needy, and that's where the emotional intelligence comes in. So, I'm not saying don't feel your feelings, but on what level of the drama scale are you going to bring those emotions forward? That's where emotional intelligence comes in, where you are mature enough to control your emotions or how you express them. That's where the EQ comes in. So you just want to pay attention if anybody is being an energy vampire to you. or if you're being an energy vampire to them, this, could be the time where that comes out. All right. So those are your cards for the full Hunter moon in Aries on October 20th. All right, let me put these away. And I have my goddess of the week, who is Mott, and she is about speaking the truth. She's about the truth. Now, what's interesting about the truth, there's a difference between the truth and what is true. So what is true, obviously, is something that can be quantified as being factful, but the truth often is tied to a belief. And right now, it's so important for us to really find our truth, to stick to our truth, and maybe even speak our truth, but we don't want to be shoving it down other people's throats, because not everybody's on the same page as each other, okay? And I'm going to talk about her more. I'm going to bring her up. And then my crystal of the week is fluorite. And I do have a piece of fluorite here. This is about healing. It's definitely about heart healing. And fluorite is an overall wonderful healer. So let me go ahead and share my screen on this. And I will share my screen. I got to set it up. Hold on a second. Well, I'm going to bring up Mott first. And I will share her. All right, so I think you can probably see her. I'm going to pop out of this. And the story of Mott. Her empowerment message says, there is great power in telling the truth and allowing it to lead you to a higher ground. It's only when we refuse to see the reality of a situation that we lose our power to co-create for the highest good. The Egyptian goddess Mott comes to remind you that if you are willing to do a fearless self-inventory and live authentically with rigorous honesty, it will lead you to great success in all areas of your life. Being completely transparent with others, although it may at first feel too vulnerable, is exactly what we need to do now. When we do this, we will be flooded with the power to claim and experience a new freedom, a new happiness that will pour over our lives like a wild, sweet honey. That sounds delish. Our lives are exactly where they need to be. This is a wonderful time of empowered choice making. We are doing all the right things if we follow the invitation of Mott to live fearlessly in truth. As the arbiter of balance and divine order, she reminds us of the great value of this way of being. Now, conversely, her alignment message says, the law of karma states that everything comes into balance sooner or later, so trust that in the greater story of our lives, all wrongs will get righted. The goddess Mott appears with her scales of justice, which is another Libran symbol. So it's perfect for the final days of Libra. And a feather of truth to remind you that you are seeing only one moment in time. The balance of events tips both ways until it comes into coherence with the harmony of the universe. Regardless of this natural rebalancing, which is what we are definitely in right now, we are in a enormous, universal, multiversal worldwide balancing. It's time to speak up if you see injustice in the world. Mott says in order for us to be truly free, everyone must be free. And that is also the message of Eris that I've been talking about for so long. Mott offers us the alignment task of considering where we may have hurt someone else and how our unconscious projection of how the world should be may have set us up for a transgression, even if we were innocent, or even if the other person was innocent. This is a time of great unraveling, and nothing meaningful will be accomplished without some effort. Another message for us now is to see behind the words of others, especially when we feel that we may be withholding, or they may be withholding the truth, or acting without awareness. It's important not to enable this. Tell the truth with as much love as you can, even though denial may be swept away in an awkward moment and everyone feels exposed. It's an important way to move forward with compassion. The goddess Mott reminds us that she is the champion for those willing to course correct and gives us her full support. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna stop sharing, but I have to put my camera back on. Now I'm going to bring up the crystal of the week, which is fluorite. Share my screen. All right. So let me read the excerpt from this. The essential meaning is clarity and purity, clear focus, and an end to an end to cluttered thinking. So it really goes hand in hand very well with the Mott card. When the way forth is clear, a sense of purpose and enthusiasm arises, and the fog of distraction lifts. Fluorite spirit appears when confusion is about to disperse, giving way to pure wisdom and free, unambiguous intentions. It reminds us that we can achieve clarity by slowing down and consciously choosing to release any confusion or distractions. And I think that's probably going hand in hand with Mercury going direct, along with Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter will also be going direct this week, just before Mercury. Like a still pool reflecting the beauty of a sky, a calm state of mind can produce the clarity that we seek, allowing our intentions to be pure. Obstacles to co-creating can slip away as we work with fluorite spirit to magnify all that is pure, good, and loving within us. Focus on that and it will be amplified. So I think that's pretty nice. And then I have the astrology for the week. I'm going to pull up the chart and I will share my screen with that. All right. So this is the chart. I'm going to move this bar down here so I can see a little better. Here's the chart for the full Hunter moon in Aries at 27 degrees. You'll see right here, it's at 27 degrees, 26 minutes. The sun is opposite of that or opposing at 27 degrees, 26 minutes in Libra. Aries will be in and around the 4th house. It really depends on where you live and what time zone that you're in. It could shift, you know, anywhere between you know, maybe the third to the sixth house. But where I am, where I'm pulling the chart up for New York, because that's a central location, it's in the fourth house, which is about the home, the hearth, our family, ancestors, our roots, things that are done behind the scenes, not in the outer world. So it kind of makes me feel like we are coming back into the home, with Saturn and Pluto, and even a little Jupiter going direct. Jupiter will be going direct on October 18th, just before Mercury does. And I feel as though there could be, you know, more restrictions, more mandates, you know, things coming down the pike, definite revolutions, definite fighting and argument, with Pluto squaring Aries. You don't see it here because I can't figure out how to set that aspect in here, but Pluto will be squaring the sun and Mars. So there's going to be a lot of intensity this coming week, a lot of arguments, a lot of people pushing their agendas a little bit too. Expect aggression this week. That's what I'm picking up. And emotionally, it'll also be aggressive because Pluto would be squaring the moon, you know, not quite Chiron, but definitely Eris. So I really feel that there could be some upheavals and some intense aggressions. What else was I looking at? I think that's pretty much it. Jupiter has gone direct. It's in Aquarius. And so it will be making its final move into Pisces. So it's moving forward. I can even animate this and show you all just how quickly in the weeks, how quickly, why isn't it moving? Within the coming weeks, Jupiter will be in Pisces. That's a whole new energy that we have coming. And then also too, at the same time, the North Node will be moving into Taurus right around that same time. I thought it was in December. There we go. Yeah, right towards the end of December. I feel like the winter solstice, Christmas, is going to be extremely intense. It's going to be a big surge of energy. We do have an eclipse coming up right during that time, and one in November 19th on the full moon. So just, you know, hold on to your hats. Anyway, Jupiter going direct, 22 degrees Aqua. It is a revolutionary volatile sign. It is in the second house, so it could be around our money, our values, land. It's, you know, even though Pluto is in Capricorn, it is joined in the second house with Saturn. So I really feel like there's going to be some issues around money and finance. And where is Ceres? Where's Ceres? Where are you, girl? She's all the way over here in Gemini. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ceres, you know, which is Demeter, goddess of harvest and abundance. She's in conjunct. She is having a little bit of a difficult tension with these planets in the second house. So I would definitely probably stock up on some things. Don't go crazy, don't go hoarding, like, you know, get yourself into a comfortable level, non-perishable foods, make sure that you have plenty of water and food for your pets as well. You know, just get some basic essentials, you know, make sure you have batteries and other camping type needs would be good. I did get a zero filter big, huge tank to filter out my own tap water here because, you know, I want clean water. So that something like that, you can even get it in a drinkable cup size, the zero water. It takes everything out. So you could even take really contaminated water and it will clean it. If that could be essential. Mercury goes direct at 10 degrees Libra. The sun will be squaring Pluto. And so definitely explosive, unpredictable. People may have difficulties controlling their emotions. That's what this week is really coming down to. On Monday, the 18th, Mars is squaring Pluto, intense feelings, but I highly recommend backing off, you know, from other people, backing off from pushing your agenda. People are very aggressive and not everybody feels as intensely as you do. So, you know, depending on where your Mars is, like definitely the fire signs are going to be feeling this. But it's good advice for everybody. And then also too, you know, Mercury is still in his shadow until November 3rd. So we're not really out of the fog completely. Tuesday, the 19th, we will have boundless energy. So you might put Tuesday on your calendar for getting things done because the sun will be conjuncting Mercury. Exactly. Well, if I go back days, so Tuesday the 19th, well, they're conjuncting, so we may have surges of energy, but Tuesday looks to be the most boundless. The 20th, that's the day of the full moon in Aries. Definitely the tip off of a new phase, and it is going to be an extremely powerful full moon. Next month's full moon is also at 27 degrees. That will be in Taurus, Gemini, because even with this Aries moon, it's at 27 degrees and it's coming in at 10:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I even just advance this a few hours, you will be able to see how quickly the moon moves into Taurus, you know, before dinner time here on the East Coast. So, you know, it's like 6 hours and the moon is in Taurus. So the full moon for November, it's going to be the same way, but the moon starts out in Taurus and then it quickly moves into Gemini. It seems as though the moons have been doing that because they're at the end degrees. And let me stop sharing this because I have something else and what's happening on, well, it's happening right now, but the peak of the Orionid meteor showers is on October 21st. Unfortunately, we are going to be in the illumination of a full moon. So, you know, we may have difficulty seeing it, but, you know, the Orionids start, you know, close to the beginning of October. And, you know, you've got the Taurids, and then now going on too are the Cygnids. So there are a lot of different meteor showers. This is my favorite. I wait for this all year. I actually have off for an entire week. I take this week off every year so that I could just like stay up. Orion comes up over the horizon here where I live, probably, you know, around 2-3 a.m. and he's still up there when the sun's coming up, but I'll sit out here and watch the Orion. It's like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning is perfect for the Orionids. And so the moon should probably be, you know, pretty low at that point. if you can get up that early, you know, put yourselves to bed very early and then just set your alarm. You'll have to check and see where you live, where he is in the sky. I know here on the East Coast, I start to see him kind of to the northeast, coming up over the horizon, around midnight-ish. And then he makes his way through the sky. And by the time, you know, 2, 3 o'clock happens, he's kind of almost to the southeast of me. And then by 5 a.m., he's like directly in front of my house. But like, I get such a good view of him. And just dripping with meteors. Like, it's always been my favorite meteor shower. And then next month are the Leonids, which can be really good, but I haven't seen any really good ones in probably 20 years from Leonids, and it's usually pretty cold. So this is a really good time. What else did I have for you? My inspiration for the week. So this is like one of my new features. This is what I'm going to start doing every week. So you may want to let me know if you like this, because if you do, I will continue doing it. This is kind of like, you know, for me as well, because I like these little inspirations. All right, so what this says, oh, you know what? I have to just make this a little smaller. You are not lazy, unmotivated, or stuck. After years of living your life in survival mode, you are exhausted, and there's a difference. I mean, just this pandemic alone, we're almost, you know, we're coming up on 2 years of this. And so a lot of us are very exhausted. What else do I have for you? I knew I was healing when, instead of committing to perfection, which I used to be a perfectionist, and sometimes I am a little bit, I started committing to a practice. A practice makes room for your humanness. Perfection doesn't. And then last but not least, one of the most courageous decisions you'll ever make is to finally let go of what is hurting your heart and soul. This is by Witchy Moms. She's on Instagram. I really like her a lot, so go check her out. She may be on Facebook, I don't know. I'm not really doing a whole lot on personal Facebook, so I wouldn't know. But anyway, I love this, and this is what I'll probably leave you with. One of the most courageous decisions you'll ever make is to finally let go of what is hurting your heart and soul. The sucky thing with that is that even when you do let go of some things, it still kind of hurts your heart, because, you know, you let go of things, when you let go of things with love, you know, it doesn't, or people, doesn't mean that you stopped loving them. If anything, you know, like I often think about a lot of people that I have let go of throughout my life. And I think about them a lot because I still send them love. I just can't have that shit and drama and energy in my life. Like, I'm being really selective and protective of my energy. I don't know about any of you. I barely turn on my television at all, unless, of course, I'm watching my favorite show, Evil, on Paramount Plus. And the second season just ended, but they were picked up for a third season. I haven't been capturing anything on my cameras, which is weird. It's almost as if the spirits know that I'm recording them and they're not making their presence known. Oh, but you know what? I did that huge cleansing, and I've been like cleansing my house daily, cleansing with sage and Palo Santo wood and incense and candles, like ritualistic. So maybe it's working because nobody's showing up. And it is spooky season. I'm going to have to pull the SD card from the main brain of my security system and put it into my laptop and go through the footage from like the past few months, because I know I've got a lot of stuff on there. Who has time for this? I'm steeped deep in my master astrology classes, my medical astrology, physical astrology, and they're super intense. And I'm booked with readings that I need to take a nap after this because I've got to work up like 6 charts for tomorrow and one for the coming week. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. Happy full moon to all of you. And I guess that's it. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Show me some love. If you have any questions, feel free to comment me because I will respond to you. You can check me out on my website at expressionsoftheuniverse.com, where I just posted a new blog about rat animal totem. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and I'll be posting these babies with the channel message on Facebook and Instagram this coming week. Hope you liked your cards. Subscribe, check out my other videos, and have a fantastic week. Love you. Bye.